Ever since RMC debuted their first coaster, New Texas Giant, they've been popping up all over the US. They're in a bunch of Six Flags parks, some Cedar Fair parks, both Hershey parks, and even SeaWorld is getting in on the action in 2020. But we all thought once a park had an RMC, that's it, no more, you only get one. But RMC proved us wrong when they unveiled Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster at Fiesta, Texas to go along with Iron Rattler. This has me and probably a lot of you thinking, what other parks could use a second RMC? I'm Matthew from Ejector Air Coasters, and today I'm going to answer that question. California's Great America. If I had to choose one Cedar Fair park that I thought would be a top tier within 10 years, it would be California's Great America. I see tons of potential in this park. It's in a very popular and wealthy part of California. It's something people visiting San Francisco will have a good chance of checking out. And to top it off, the 49ers Stadium is across the street from it, so football fans will definitely feel tempted. Additionally, RMCs are pretty cheap and are great deals for the park. RMC and Cedar Fair have only worked together for slightly over a year now, but all of the coasters RMC created for them are very popular in parks. Also, unlike most other parks, California's Great America actually has an RMC Raptor instead of a hybrid or a topper track. So I think that they could give the Iron Horse treatment to Grizzly. It's been ranked as one of the worst wooden coasters in the world like 15 times. I haven't heard much about the roughness, but it seems to kind of meander around and do nothing, give almost no airtime, no positives or intensity, and minimal lats. This coaster doesn't get great ride attendance either, and it honestly just takes up space. I know that Discovery Kingdom has Joker, but let's be honest here, it's not a big challenge to make an RMC better than Joker. I could see it being very similar to Wicked Cyclone with layout-wise. It would be on the smaller side of RMCs, of course, but I think they could definitely make it work, so I think turning Grizzly into an ejector-filled hybrid is a great idea. Dollywood. Ever since Outlaw Run debuted at Silver Dollar City, Hershey has had a positive relationship with RMC. They went on to build Lightning Rod, its main gimmick being it's the world's first launch wooden coaster, and it's also the world's fastest wooden coaster. And I only bring this up because it shows that Hershey is not afraid to innovate. With Lightning Rod being more focused on airtime transitions and wood coaster feel, I think that an original inversion focused RMC Raptor would fit perfectly. These are single rail coasters with single file seating, and it allows for some pretty nuts maneuvers. They're also really good for parks because they're cheap rides that take up a small amount of space. And just like the hybrid and the topper track, they're popular with GP and with the enthusiasts. These Raptors are aimed at smaller parks, and not to say that Dollywood is a small park, but I do think it could help them become the main park you want to visit if you live in that area. If this does come to be, I don't think it will be on the same scale of Jersey Devil, but I do think it will be larger than the other Raptors such as Trailblazer. It will be a unique experience for the area, and that's actually my main reason I didn't pick Silver Dollar City instead. That park has two competitions, Six Flags Great America and Six Flags St. Louis, and they both have a chance at getting a Raptor as well. But regardless, Dollywood, great option for a second RMC. Six Flags Great America. As I mentioned a few seconds ago, this park is competing with Silver Dollar City and Six Flags St. Louis, but I think Great America is the most likely to get a Raptor. Now at first I was a bit skeptical about this option, but the more I think about it, the more it sounds right up their alley. We all know that Six Flags and RMC have a really good relationship with all their constant conversions and now even a few Raptors. And like I mentioned before, Raptors are compact coasters for cheap prices, which perfectly fits Six Flags' new business model. And given the fact that Great America pulls in over 3 million guests per year, and Great America actually has a 2 to 3 year gap in major coasters, and I don't see any signs of them slowing down. They already have an RMC Topper Goliath, but that coaster focuses more on inversions than airtime. Now, if it were summer 2019, I would have laughed at the idea of Six Flags adding a ride with this bad capacity to one of their biggest parks, but the installation of Jersey Devil and the Mystery Raptor at Magic Mountain have changed my mind. These are large upscale versions of Wonder Woman and Trailblazer, which really shows you that Six Flags isn't afraid to add a Raptor to one of their biggest parks. It should be a pretty intense ejector machine like the smaller Raptors. Considering that there aren't any Raptors anywhere near this park, I do think this could be another Jersey Devil clone or mirror image. I know, I'm not in love with that idea either, but it just seems more likely because that way, all three of these coasters could hold the same stats records, making it easier to brand, It would be cool to see them go with an original layout, but let's be honest, this is Six Flags. This attraction will also be unique to the park, and yes, they already have a coaster that technically has single file seating. However, the elements on Raptors are far more extreme and appeal more towards older guests, rather than attracting younger kids the way Wizard does. So it's unique, thrilling, extreme, cheap, compact. I see zero reason why Great America shouldn't purchase one. Energylandia. Ah yes, how could we not cover the park that will probably have taken away Magic Mountain's coaster record by 2022? But for real, this park has been getting world-class additions over and over and over, all within only a few years, and in 2019 they added Zadra, the ground-up hyper hybrid, which is arguably the best roller coaster on Earth. The coaster was actually scheduled to open in 2020, then got knocked down by a hurricane, and then still finished in fall 2019. Meanwhile, here in California, never mind. But getting back to Energylandia, they have a really good relationship with RMC, and they clearly are not afraid to innovate. They added a huge Intamin Hyper, then the tallest RMC on Earth as of 2019, and now an entire new area all surrounded by a massive next-gen Vekoma coaster. Oh, did I mention that those were all in consecutive years? Yeah, these guys mean business. Considering they're already adding another next-generation Vekoma in 2020, I think it's highly likely that Energylandia will add a large-scale RMC Raptor, or maybe even a T-Rex. Based on the rate they're building coasters, it could come in the next 2 or 3 years. Now you heard me mention a T-Rex, and yes, I think Energylandia has a high chance of being the first park to add one of these, and here's why. Number one, they are not afraid to go with something new. Look at this. They only added their first coaster in 2014, and they're already at 15, 4 of which are first of their kind. 2, they've gotten multiple coasters from the same manufacturer. I'm aware other parks do this as well, but instead of having just a bunch of random B&Ms, they have 4, soon to be 5 next-gen Vekomas, not old-gen, and they do have one old-gen one, 2 big, innovative Intamins, and multiple SBF family coasters too, if you want to count that. These rides aren't just small and cheap. These are some big and pricey coasters. I don't see what's to stop them from purchasing another one from RMC. There's nothing else like it in the area, and they actually have a room for it. It could be a huge L-shaped layout like Fury going along the backside of the park in this big red circle. Or alternatively, they could clear out some of the parking lot and put it along the side in this blue circle. Or maybe it'll just be a small Raptor and they could fit it somewhere else pretty easily. But honestly, if I had to choose one of these parks that I thought was the most likely to get a second RMC, it would be Energylandia. So that's it for today. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy roller coaster content just like this, then make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon so you'll be notified every time I post a video. Comment down below, was there a park I didn't mention that you think should be on here? Consider dropping a like on this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.